6 songs in 6 months. Who am I talking about on my album, My Other Playlist? If you haven't downloaded it or got the CD, repent and go ahead and do that now so that you can follow along. You Thought. This was not the first song that I wrote on the album, but it is the first one on the album. It came as a surprise from a conversation that I received from an ex, my first boyfriend, my first everything, my first love. And he came in the middle of the process of me making the album. And he was like, hey, I'm sorry for what I did. I see you doing great things. And, I apologize and I want to come shoot my shot. And I have not seen or talked to him for like over 20 something years, right? And I started writing the songs August 2018. We finished the album May of 2019, 6 months. He came in January and was like, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm saying, all that. And I'm thinking, I don't even like you. I don't even know you. And you surely don't know me because I'm not the same person. And he's like, this is what we can do. We can take pictures and we can post them online because we were something back then. And we can, we could post that with the middle school and the high school sweethearts are back and everybody's gonna be like, woo, 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 woo. And I'm thinking, that's what got you in trouble the first time around, doing stuff because other people wanted you to do it. And me, I love hard and I love deep. I was very young, we were young, but still, that broke my heart what he did. And he apologized for it. He said it was stupid. But it set me on a course of insecurity. It set me on this thing where I'm choosing one bad relationship after another. I can't seem to figure out, I did everything right, but I still have people treating me like I don't deserve to be loved. So I was like, shoot your shot. You come around here and get shot. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. I said, no, that would not be a win-win for me. That would be a win-win for you, but that would be a big L for me because what you did, you apologize for it, but it truly did affect me for the entirety of my life until like 5-6 years ago when I started to really, deal with that stuff. And then now you want to come back at the highest high of my career, books dropping and albums coming out and clothing line. You thought. So I got off the phone with him and I wrote the song. But of course I told him, don't shoot your shot. And because I'm not interested. And I wrote the song in like 2 minutes. And it says, you thought that you could come back around and everything would fall into place, a happy ever after. Well, baby, that's not the case. Oh, and he was also like, I could do a YouTube video saying it was me and that it was me that you wrote about on page 85 because I did write about it. I think I wrote about it in Let's Talk It Out and in Finish It. And I'm also writing my 3rd book. But it's not about because you love me, you're in love with me, and you've been thinking about me all this time, and you just know that we were meant to be together, and that I just made a mistake. It was none of that. It was the clout stuff. It was about, this picture, and we're gonna talk about that in some other songs that I wrote, this picture that you're painting, but inside it's a graveyard. I said, no. And here's the thing. He's just talking. I'm listening like, who is this person that he thinks he's talking to, because I'm not the same Dorian, right? And how is that going to be a reward for me after all this work that I've done on myself? This is the end. This is my love story, to end up with someone who really, really broke me as a person. And then I have to spend all these years dealing with that. And then we get to come back together and live happily ever after. You thought. Anyways, so when you get a chance, listen to the song, listen to the lyrics. Now you know the story behind it. Tell Me. This song is pretty aggressive as far as the music because I should have been more aggressive in dealing with this person. It had been 10 years and I decided to open myself up to start seeing people. He was the first one. And those connections in those relationships where it's mixed signals. They're talking a lot, but the actions don't line up, or they're doing all these actions, but the words don't line up. Just, you can't tell what's going on and you're frustrated. You're irritated. You're annoyed because you don't know, do you like me? Do you want me? Do you want to be with me? And you keep coming around, but then you ghost me. You keep coming around and then you gaslight, that kind of stuff. And these terms, gaslighting and ghosting, are new things that I learned over the last few years because, again, I'm new to all this, right? And so the song is about wanting him to tell me, just open your mouth and say it. But he would never say anything. And then there's a part of the song where I talk about, dreams and things that you should have said to me when we were face to face, but you never did. And I believe in telepathy. I believe you can feel when people are thinking about you. I believe that you can get messages in your dreams. And that's what would happen in this connection. Like, he would be in my dreams saying certain things, but then face to face, it was something different. So it was just a really weird thing. And so even outside of all that, just in relationships, it's like, tell me, do you want to be with me? Do you like me? None of that was said, but yet you keep coming around and we're spending time together and, you know, things like that. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Just tell me. Just tell me if you want me. Tell me if you like me. But, you know, that never happened. But, you know, it got to the point in the middle of the song where I'm like, look, I don't know how you feel, but I'm not going to waste another day of my life trying to figure out if you want to be in mine. You know, so I closed the door on that because it was painful. You know, it was really disturbing emotionally, because there was times where it's like, okay, he's here, he's present, he's interested. And then other times, and then when I would bring up the situation, oh, we need to pump the brakes. We need to stop. This is going too far. This is too much. But then you're back 2 months. What's up? So anyways, I closed the door on that. And oh, just because I closed the door on it, guess who came knocking at it? Once he saw that the album was about to come out and the book was about to come out. Oh, you're doing music? You're doing an album? Oh, so now I'm not just a single mom with 2 kids. Now, you know, you want to shoot your shot, just like the You Thought character. Yeah, I'm about to tell y'all about the characters in my story, right? And I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. He literally came back and said, can we give it another shot? After asking, am I doing another album? But my thing is, give what another shot? It was never a relationship. I never even heard him talk on the phone, even though I wanted to talk on the phone. Anyways, I'm like, give what another shot? It was always in and out. I was trying to make it something. I was trying to establish a relationship and get something going, right? And so I don't understand, give what another shot? Another shot for me to be ghosted and in and out and you don't know what you want? I understand there are times when people just don't know what they want. That's fine. But tell me, just tell me what you want. Tell me what you don't want. You know, that's the worst thing you can do to people, is keep people in limbo, because you are scared that you might miss a good thing and you want to kind of hold on to it because you don't know if this over here is going to be something or not, or if he just wanted to stay single. And then, you know, if Dorian is available, then, you know, I'll hop on that train. And that's what you did, if you're watching. But, you know, that's what he did. And now, you know, now you're online and you see I'm doing all this stuff. And then, you know, you come back. I just realized that you did the same thing as you thought. Okay. I don't know how you feel. Is it pretend or it's real? Well, I don't want to waste another day of my life trying to figure out if you want to be mine. No, no. So I'm closing the door. No more tears on the floor. I'm free and open now to find the love of my life. Find the one with a heart like mine. Heart like mine. And that is the story behind Tell Me. Number 3, Lifetime. This song is about how love should feel. It's the only upbeat song, lighthearted song on the album. The rest are pretty dark. But this one talks about when you meet that person that you're aligned with, that you're divinely connected to, that you would like to spend your lifetime with. It gives you that feel of what it's supposed to be like. Sometimes it's unexpected. It's a surprise. And that's who I wrote this song about. Someone that I met. It was a surprise. I didn't expect to meet this person, expect to feel this way, and to have this connection, even though it still ended up dark. But it's still a great song because it shows you that love feels good. When you're connected to someone, it can feel good. It doesn't have to be ghosting. It doesn't have to be gaslighting. It doesn't have to be confusion. I don't know if you want me. I don't know if you like me. I don't know if this is a mistake. Am I in love by myself? It doesn't have to be any of that. It can be good. It can feel good. It can be nice. It can be fulfilling, right? And so I met this person. It was all that, you know, on the surface, but underneath it wasn't that way. And so even though it didn't end the way that I thought it was going to end, I learned a great lesson. Sometimes people are chameleons, right? And they will change their colors to adapt to a certain situation in order to please people, but they're not being their authentic self. Because if they were truly being their authentic self, then they could be honest with the people in their lives. They could be honest with me, honest with, everyone involved. But if people are scared, if people are fearful and they're, man pleasers, they're not going to step into their authentic selves. And that's what happened in this situation. That's why I asked the question in the song, will we share love in this lifetime? You're saying it's love. I'm saying it's love. We're both saying that it's real. So are we going to share this love in this lifetime? And the answer was no, because I'm authentic. Who you see right here is who you see over there in this situation, in that circumstance. I'm the same person. This person was not. They were one way with this group of people, one way with me, one way over here, to, again, either to just to be a man pleaser and just want everybody to like them and to not, hurt people, but you're hurting people about not being authentic, right? Or people just do it, people become chameleons just so that they can benefit from each circumstance and each situation. Well, I'm going to be what you need me to be over here so I can get this, and I'm going to be what you need me to be so I can make sure I keep and have this. And that's what people do. I can't spend a lifetime with someone who doesn't know who they are or who they want to be in this lifetime. And it was interesting for me because I'm thinking that I want this person, but I don't want that person because I'm all about authenticity. And so, yes, my heart was broken and it was devastating. It was just as tragic as all the other songs, to be honest, and all the messages and the stories, if not worse, because here I am saying, this is what I want. This is what I want. On the surface, it's everything that looks like what I want, but it's like God's like, but Dorian, you don't want that. You want authenticity. It's so crazy how we can be. And when we still have work to do on ourselves, we're really saying that we want something, but you really don't want that. You keep telling me you don't want fake. You don't want someone that's not honest, deceitful, that lies. That's not the kind of person that I want to spend my lifetime with. So that's the story behind Lifetime. It did not end the way that I thought it was going to end. But again, it's still an amazing song that once you are aligned with the person that you know is the one that you're going to spend your lifetime with, you can rock this song. Will we share love in this lifetime, or will we just let it pass us by? Don't let it pass us by, baby. Will we share love in this lifetime, or will we just let it pass us by? Don't let it pass us by, baby. Number 4, Love for You. This song is about losing family, friends, love interest. I call them FFLs in my new book, Friends, Family, and Lovers. And it was all of a sudden, all in 1 year. And I understand that, like with my other songs, lessons were learned. I wouldn't say that there was a lesson learned with this song and with these situations. It was more of an awakening, realizing, yes, people can't go with you to your next part of your journey. I already know that, but it was more of an awakening of destiny was calling me. And sometimes people don't want to move from where they are. People want to stay where they are. And it's not that you're leaving people behind. It's that those people are choosing not to go with you. They're choosing not to come up or to move out of where they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so that was more of the awakening, not so much a lesson. I learned a long time ago that when you're about to expand or destiny calls you, you do have to release people. I learned that with the You Thought character, because once I released him, a whole destiny of music and a whole life, a whole path of music was open to me. I didn't even know I could sing or play. We found out by accident. I'll do another video on that. But that lesson had been learned, but it was more of an awakening of when it's your time to expand, to grow, you will have to release people. And here's the thing, it will happen in a way that you don't even expect it, because you won't release it. You won't let it go. So something will transpire, something petty or trivial, or you just don't see eye to eye, and then it's done. It's over. You never speak again. And this happened with close blood relatives and people I grew up with, friends that I've known for over 20 years, a love interest that you think this thing is about to move, but it doesn't. I think this is the tell me guy. Yeah, this is the Tell Me guy. So yeah, some of these songs overlap. But anyway, so that's what this song is about, trying to figure out at that point I was trying to figure out, oh my God, why did I just lose everybody? Because I was just about to start this journey of finish it, my album, my other playlist. And sometimes people just don't want to move from where they are. And it takes a transformation. It takes you changing and becoming who you need to be to get to where you need to go. And some people just don't want to do that. And that's okay. Sometimes people will stunt your growth. Just their energy, just their mindset, their way of thinking will keep you from moving forward. And you may love them and you're like, God, why can't they just go with me? Why can't I still become who I need to be and they still, be with me? And it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way, because mindsets take you to where you want to go, or mindsets can keep you where you are. And I was in a place where I didn't have time, and I didn't want to talk about what was going on YouTube, what was going on with the church, what was going on, with who was with who and why they were doing what they were doing. It was time for me to expand. It was time for me to grow. So the song talks about, there's nothing in my heart but love for you. It had to end. It ended, suddenly. And then there's a process of healing. And it didn't just happen overnight. I had to go through a process of healing this loss. Like, did it just end over that one word or that one statement? Did that just end like with petty like that? Or just no? Here's the thing. Got to get into it. People came at me in a certain way, wanting me to be a certain way, wanting me to do a certain thing. But Dorian Marie, and who God is calling me to be, she had to release that old her. She had to put that to rest and become a totally different person. And when she had her voice and when she began to speak her truth, then she became problematic. Oh, we can't believe that you're saying this. We can't believe that you're responding this way. We can't believe you're telling us no. You understand? That kind of thing. We can't believe that you won't let us take advantage of you anymore, or use you anymore, or control you anymore. So that's the real truth, the real story behind this song. And there's nothing in my heart but love for all of those people that I had to release. It was part of my journey. I did learn lessons, but it was more so of an awakening. And it still stands true today. There's nothing in my heart but love for everyone. Someone asked me recently, you hate me, don't you? Yeah, at a point, yeah, I probably did, and just despised it. But it was deeper than that. Nobody's worth hating. You know what I'm saying? My journey, my purpose, and God always replaces 1,000 times better. So anybody that I've ever lost, anything I've ever lost, I always get it back 1,000 times better. So that's love for you. For you, a choice was never made. I chose to fall in love with you, baby. Hoping to fall in your arms. I chose to fall in love. No, it sounds crazy, but I'm willing to risk it all and fall for you. Falling. Oh my gosh, number 5, Fallen. Whew. This was the very first song that I wrote when we started this journey of making my other playlist. And man, whew, I don't know, it's just so deep and dark and just, ugh. And it talks about the mistakes. I wouldn't even say mistakes, because I learned not to talk about mistakes. It's lessons that you learn, which will lead us into my last song, Was It a Mistake? But I believe it's more of the choices that we both made in this connection. And I think this is, I don't know, this could be the Tell Me guy, because I chose to fall. I chose to open myself up and to be available, but he did not. And I think that this applies to 2 people. But it talks about how I was an overgiver and they were an overtaker. They had no problems taking what I had to give, but I was just as wrong by being an overgiver to someone who wasn't worthy and who didn't deserve it, who hadn't earned it. I talk about how I was the chaser and he was the runner, right? Until he found out I was doing an album. But then, it just talks about the choices that we make. And I chose to fall in love. I chose to open myself up. So this is not to bash anybody on my album. It's just to show the choices that we make and that we take responsibility for that. I have taken responsibility for opening myself up to people who weren't worthy of it, who weren't, who hadn't earned that spot yet. And me being an empath and just being who I am and the way I've been made, and shaped is I love, and I love hard, I love deep. And I would just open myself up to the first person or just whoever would show me attention. But now I'm choosing. Now I choose who is aligned with me. And there's mutual alignment in the connection. There's mutual love. And it's not just me falling for someone and opening myself up to them because that's what I want to do. And I feel like, okay, well, you like me, I like you, let's fall in love. But I was hoping that they would fall. I was hoping that they would catch me if I fall. I was hoping that, I wasn't the only one with my hand out, but that's how it turned out to be. So that is the story behind Falling. It's such a deep song because it was a healing process too as I was writing this song. And even Jim, who produced the song, Jim Fanla, he was like, Dorian, there's just something special about this song. When it was in the skeletal part of the song, they were like, man, it's just something about it. It gives us goosebumps. And I think because I was just so raw and so real, and I was open, I was like, hey, let's do this. Let's do this, man. But they were afraid. They were afraid until they found out I was doing an album and a book. But they were afraid to take that leap and afraid to fall, and that's okay. Again, that's that person's choice. That's their free will. We all have free will to choose who we want to be with and which path we want to take, And so that leads us to the last song. Was it a mistake if the choice I made me a better me? Is it fair to blame or call names for the... what's amazing is that I can actually laugh now and really... now I want to cry. No, just kidding. With this song, Was It a Mistake? Of course, I'm healed, I'm recovered, and still going through my process and my journey of just becoming. But this song, Was It a Mistake? Man, Jim Finley, who produced the album, we had a rough time with this song and Fallen, because at the time that I was recording them, I had already healed and gotten past those guys, that relationship. And he wanted me to go to this place, this dark place again, and pull that back up in order to deliver the song. And I didn't want to do that. And he was like, I don't care what you got to do. If you got to go outside and run some laps, because we recorded this in my house, run some laps. If you got to go jump on your trampoline, whatever you got to do. And he would turn around and give me looks. You're going to record it. I was like, I don't want to record it. I don't want to go there. But he said the people that are going to be listening, they're still there. They're there. And it's going to really help them. And so, was it a mistake? Even when I started out on the song, someone said, it doesn't even sound like you. It sounds so different from the rest of the songs, because I really just went there. And that's really how I felt. And I think it's just an overview of my whole love life. Even over all the songs, it's like an umbrella to say, was it a mistake to just let these people in my life? Was it a mistake to be in relationship with these people? And if it is, I can never trust my heart. Because no one, up to that point, no one had treated me right in the area of love. No one handled me correctly. I was open, I was available, but no one from each song, no one had deserved a spot in my life and treated me right. But yet I opened myself up. So it's like, was it a mistake? And no, it wasn't a mistake, because like the song said, it made me a better me. And it showed me how to trust my heart and trust my intuition, because I was like, I could never trust myself to make a decision. I could never trust myself to, really make the right choice in love. And that's just not the truth. It made me a better person. Now I can pick up things and I can see things that I didn't see at first. Now I can tell who you are before you even open your mouth, because that tuner has been tuned. My intuition has been tuned in my spirit, and I can see clearly now. And I've grown, I've changed, but it was just so crazy because the love felt so real. It felt so real. It felt like this was it. It felt like I had found my person, and then it doesn't work out. And it's like, what is going on? I even sang the song, is this a game? Or am I like in a game? Like, hello, am I in a game that I'm being forced to play and nobody, has told me the rules? Am I in a game where I don't have any game pieces, but everybody else has game pieces, and you're expecting me to play? And so what I love about the song is that it shows the growth. Actually, it shows that I've grown to not look at my life as a mistake, to not look at these relationships as mistakes, but to look at them as choices that I made that caused me to evolve. And it also taught me to love myself first, and to honor myself first, and to not put other people first, but to put myself first. So that is the story behind Was It a Mistake? It's kind of like an overview of all the relationships. No one specifically, it's all of them. All of them in Was It a Mistake? They was all a mistake. You know what else I have learned? The most powerful lesson is that connections and people that we meet, they're all mirrors. We are here to show each other what's inside of us, that what we couldn't see before. And so I wouldn't even call any of these relationships, and it's not even that I'm bashing people. It's not about bashing people, because they were lessons. They weren't relationships. I'll be honest, I've only had 2 real relationships in my life. The You Thought guy, when I was a teenager, he was more of a relationship than anybody I've ever had a connection with, honestly. And then maybe right after him, like even before I got married, even my marriage wasn't a real relationship. And another story. But I learned that people are a reflection. And so I said, you were just a mirror. And you made it clear that I'm not where I thought I should be. I thought I was ready. I thought I was ready for a relationship, but I hadn't really got to know myself. I really hadn't evolved into who I am today. Man, do I love myself. I can't blame these different people for the pain that I couldn't see. They just came to show me that I didn't love myself. They just came to show me that there were still wounds, starting from the You Thought character. There were still wounds, and there were still, insecurities and things inside of me that were not healed yet. That's what they came to show me. And so it's not their fault that they were attracted to that. We attracted each other. Pain attracts pain. And there was definitely things inside of them, but this is not about them. This is about what I learned and why I wrote the song, Was It a Mistake? And what I learned. And so coming in contact with these lessons showed me that, sweetheart, you keep attracting these type of people because you have not went in and healed your subconscious. You have not went in and healed, like really healed those wounds. And that's why you keep attracting what you keep attracting. You understand? And so now I attract different because I'm different. And I have addressed those things that were caused by You Thought and caused by Tell Me and things when I was married. And I'm telling you, it's all reflection. It's not about pinpointing the person. I'm not here to preach, or am I? It's not about specific people. It's why these situations keep repeating themselves. Because there's a message going on inside of my mind that keeps repeating, this is all you deserve. This is all you can get. Doesn't matter how good you are. Doesn't matter what you do. You're still not going to be good enough. And those are all lies. And once I purged and cleansed all of that stuff, I realized that it wasn't a mistake. It was a lesson, and it was part of my healing journey. So that is the story behind Was It a Mistake? So now you know who the characters are behind my other playlist. Nosy. And I'm excited, beyond excited, about my next album that I'm working on. It is a neo-soul album, more so of what love should look like, what it should feel like, what it's going to look like when it presents itself to you. It is a bridge from my other playlist to my experience in love, real love. And I'm just so excited about it. I love the songs. They're sexy. They're fire. I believe I have 10, maybe even 11. I think I got another one on yesterday that I started on, and they're pretty much done, and the concepts of them are done. And so I'm going to start working on that this year. So follow me on social media. You can also go to my website, iamdorian.com. And don't just subscribe, share, like, and tag people. Do that. But also apply any lessons that you may have learned through the video. So thank you again for coming along with me on this journey. And I can't see you, so see me next time. Come back and I will show you the place.